Hello, I'm Mike Gordon. Welcome back to my perfect playthrough of
Crash Bandicoot 4.
Well, last time we managed to collect the red, purple, and gold gems, and in doing so we have actually cleared out Warp Rooms 1 and 2 as well, completely. Every relic, gem, and crystal in those two Warp Rooms are fully accounted for. So now today I feel that I will be a bit obligated to complete the remainder of Warp Room 3, as well as uncover two super secret levels that are hidden away in Warp Room 3. So yeah, these two Warp Rooms are completely done. So what level are we going to start between levels 11, 14, 15? I'm going to start the hardest one first, of course. That is Road Crash. And there will be another cutscene here.
So, you pesky little rats aren't going to back off, eh? Just you continue to gather crystals and see what I do.
So very brief. I just have to make sure that the audio thing is going up. So the reason why Road Crash is the hardest one is because it definitely has the hardest relic to platinum out of the three remaining ones. None of the remaining levels are that hard to platinum. In fact, you could get the platinum and box gem at the same time if you wish. So I'm just gonna try to skirt past these vehicles, and I will. So I got 2 tries to get the box gem in case I fail. And holy crap! I wasn't paying. Actually, I was paying attention. You ram into that alien sign. That was an alien sign. You ram into it, you actually get sent to a new level. The name of this level, you just have to. I want to get started here a bit. The name of this new level is called none other than Hot Coco, level 31. You will not be seeing this in the secret warp room at all, and can only be accessed. You can only access the secret warp room, and the only way to access the secret warp, this level in particular, is by ramming into the alien sign. Now, believe it or not, the HUD on the right-hand side is not incorrect. These are the time. Thus, these are the sapphire, gold, and platinum times for Road Crash. And the reason why these are in effect instead of the Hot Coco times is due to this thing called the button glitch. Basically, the last portal you open up when you enter a level is actually going to be what the times are going to be. Hot Coco does have its own in-game times that I will show at the end. It's based on the Japanese times and all that. Having said that, the developer times you see at the very bottom is the same regardless, because the end credits for the 100% run will actually reveal Hot Coco's developer time. So you can definitely tell what the discrepancy is. Now this is a completely non-linear level, so I'm just gonna gun for the box gem first. The objective of this level is, of course, to take out all the nitro crates in the level so you can actually exit the level, because the starting point is very close to the exit point. So here's the nitro crate. So it's actually a decent way to scout out this level and find the best route to get the platinum relic. The odds of getting the gold or platinum relic in this level is very high. Like, you could dilly-dally and fool around and just fumble about trying to figure out the quickest route to, well, your intended destinations. I will be showing Hot Coco's actual times at the once they're completely done with this level. Just to showcase that, yes, these times you see on the right are all Road Crash's times. And what this means is you don't have to beat Hot Coco's platinum times to get the platinum relic. You just need to beat Road Crash's platinum times. And Road Crash has a very, very generous timer pool for this level. I reckon I would not at all be surprised if some people actually made use of the button glitch to actually give high time road crashes relic times to making the gold or platinum much easier in that level. Same goes for double header next to it. Generally speaking, now I typically do not do the button glitch because A, it's really difficult, and B, I'm basically cheesing the platinum relics. I'm actually putting the work to earn the platinum relics whenever possible in each level. However, the button glitch cannot be, in the North American version of the game, the button glitch cannot be avoided at all. And if you're playing the Japanese or European versions, there is no button glitch. It's a North American exclusive glitch, and it cannot be avoided because you have to enter Road Crash. You have to open up Road Crash and enter Road Crash in order to enter access Hot Coco. And there's really no level adjacent to Road Crash that you can access that would get you anywhere close to Hot Coco's times. The lowest time you can get is for the actually for I think double header. No, high time I think has a lower time than double header. That's the closest you can get to matching Hot Coco's times, and that's still way too generous. The actual platinum relic time for Hot Coco is around 20 seconds. This is neither here or there because right now I'm just focusing my efforts on getting the gems, and then I'm gonna suicide so I could get the platinum. For this reason, Hot Coco is one of the easiest platinums in the game to get. However, make up for it, it's also one of the harder gems to get in the entire game. Because it is so bloody easy to ram into a nitro car or a bomb will try to get the boxes. The only enemy in this level are those sharks that you also have to be wary of. But they're not too bad. And I have to sometimes scour this level multiple times just to make sure I get every box. Everything's accounted for. Because that's another difficult thing to do, is make absolute certain that you've gotten everything. That you don't miss anything. Because if you don't, you have absolutely no direction on where the missing boxes are. So I'm now missing one box. I'm just double checking this area just to make sure I don't miss anything. And I kind of have to sail up and down and around in counterclockwise fashion because that's the direction I chose to go. Again, the exit is very close to the starting point, but there's no guide or marker letting you know where to go. I would imagine that the gold and platinum relics for this stage would be monstrously tough. If you're playing Reignited Trilogy, Insane Trilogy, or you're playing the Japanese or European versions, this is a brutal level to get the platinum relic in. Heck, I imagine it'd be brutal to get the gold relic in. God forbid I have to go. Thank God I don't have to gun for the developer times at all, but I'm stumped. Where is this box? Alright, we're at the exit. This is where it's at. That's where we have to get collect the gem. That's another thing. You also have to once you get the box gem, you also have to make sure you know where to go. En route to gain the platinum relics. And you can't make any mistakes on this level because the times are very, very strict. Ah, here it is. And always try to veer away from the bombs when you use the ramps, otherwise you will die and have to do this whole thing over again. I just want to skirt into the gym and not go through a portal. Suicide. I reckon I can do this in one try, given the fact that, again, I'm getting the platinum. The platinum relic is based exclusively in the North American version. That's the version I play because that's the version I have. I do have the Insane Trilogy on the Switch, so if you'd like to see how I handle the Insane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoots 1, 2, 3, want to see me suffer through those platinum relics, go ahead. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Around this time is actually the platinum relic time, and I completely blew it but because the button glitch is unavoidable in the North American release, actually there is one way to avoid it. You use like a memory storage glitch to try to essentially jump on objects enough times to get like at least 31 crystals. That will actually force open the portal of Hot Coco in the secret warp room. And that is how you can get access to the actual platinum times. But regardless, I got the platinum off of Road Crash's time, not Hot Coco's. So yeah, I absolutely stunk it up in this stage, but still had the platinum. So just in case you guys are curious as to how I managed to accomplish that feat, well, that's why. Actually, to be fair, the gold relic times is pretty generous. Sapphire is definitely generous, and I would have gotten the Sapphire relic if I was playing PAL or Japanese versions. So what that does, it adds an extra relic to my count as well as an extra gem to my count. So it now reads 43 gems and 29 relics. Previously, the default for 100% completion is 42 gems, same as Crash Bandicoot 2, and 28 relics because that's the total number of actual levels in this game. Because I uncovered the secret level, they added +1, which will also be a +1% for both the relic and the gem. But that's enough of Hot Coco. We are now going to play Road Crash proper. And as I said before, I have at least 2 shots at the gem, at the box gem here. I could get it with the crystal, or I could get it with the platinum relic. And the reason why is because this is the only level in the game where every single box in the game actually turns into a timer box, and you actually have to hit all of those boxes in order to get the platinum. And you would also need to hit all the boxes to get the developer time as well, but I will have, though my performance in that regard is going to be less than optimal. So far so good. I'm getting all the boxes in this level en route to the gems, but right now I'm mostly just concerning myself with getting the crystal. Just finishing the level, getting the crystal, yada yada yada. Just ran into him, oh shit. By the way, the RNG in these race level, because the race levels and the Pura levels are basically both basically automated, the RNG is completely fixed in those levels. Doesn't make getting the platinum in those levels, beating those levels and getting the platinum that much easier, But it helps. It helps knowing that everything has a fixed pattern in all the bike levels and all the Pura levels. Isn't it kind of interesting that the third warp room is based on ancient China, and yet we are completely done with the Pura levels? There is the only instance of a warp room where the main theme does not have a feature level between Crash 2 and Crash 3. Now, maybe it's possible that, okay, I'm just gonna skip to the penultimate attempt. It is possible that that Midnight Run may have originally been planned for the third warp room before getting moved. If I had to venture a guess, it probably swapped places with Dino Might. Just a hunch. It's probably because they wanted at least lock the color gems behind the third warp room at the very least. At least come close to that. So yeah, my objective is literally to hit all those yellow crates and to maintain the booster as much as possible, but there's a lot of really sharp turns. Gotta hug the sides as much as possible just to shave out as much time as possible. You need to understand the patterns of all the Jeffs on the board because they're not consciously sabotaging you. Their order is completely fixed from the word go. You want an actual racer where you have to deal with actual AI, play Crash Team Racing. So this section is pretty much what often trips me up the most. Had I held on to that booster for a couple seconds more, for like a split second longer, I probably would have beaten the developer time. This is how achingly close. I was like 53 milliseconds. Oh, I was like 33 or I was like 30 or 50 milliseconds away from being the developer time. That would have been a first. But because I swerved quite a bit at the end and pulled out a little too early at one of those end of the stage boosts, I missed the developer time. But at least the hardest remaining level in this warp room is done. Time to take on Dino Might, which has its own sets of challenges. Including the fact that it also houses another secret level. The second and final secret level, in fact. You can't even get any more secret than this one. So in order to get the box, both gems, and the crystal and access this secret level, I gotta follow a pretty strict route. So let's take out this Jeff. Right now I'm not gonna go on that yellow gem path because I actually have to clear out the main path first. Don't worry, the death route will still be there when we get back. So I'm using this little dino. I'm not quite sure the dino's name because he doesn't appear in Crash Team Racing at all, which is a bit shocking. Taking out these Jeffs. I just want to be careful. Don't worry, there's another one of those little dinos that we can hitch a ride on the way back. But yeah, I have to break all of these boxes. That's not all I have to do. That's gonna make the trek back a little easier. Now, you could perform a really cool trick with this boost round, but if you do that, you won't be able to get back up. So I'm running towards the cage as opposed to away from it. If you ran away from it, the T-Rex, the Triceratops will exit out of that exit prematurely, so that leaving a gaping hole in its wake. Don't worry, a Triceratops will still be another Triceratops will still be chasing after you. So it's not like there's no meaningful skip with that. So what we need to do is nab that checkpoint down below while leaving another box that'll help us get back up behind. This is in case we screw up, because it'll be quite a while before we can get back here. So that box closest to that ledge is the one that we need to hold on to. We'll jump up there. So now we just need to backtrack. We will see the little baby T-Rex around here somewhere. I think it's a T-Rex. Don't mess around with the Jeff. Alright, I want to ignore these. I will have to get off of this little dino here. Maybe that's his name, Dino. Or like Rexy. Rex. So because you can't ride him onto the death route, so I have to kill him off. Sad, I know, but I have to do what a Bandicoot's gotta do what a Bandicoot's gotta do. So now I have to go through this entire death route, clear that, and get the gem, and then take the normal route through the level. Get all the remaining gems in the normal route, get the box gem, die, and then respawn back here because there is a box checkpoint. Alright, that doesn't really matter too much because Aku Aku Mask isn't going to be that much helpful. Did something stupid. I decided I need the Aku Aku Mask, only realized I really did need the Aku Aku Mask. So, we need a whole lot of this checkpoint. That was the reason why I grabbed the checkpoint in the near the end of the level previously, is so I could spawn back in here, because we need to hitch a ride up with one of those pterodactyls. It's also the reason why we need to kill off Aku Aku, though this doesn't really... At least I got to spawn back into the death route. So I lost a ton of lives here, but there is some good news. 5 extra lives, so to make up for all the lives lost previously. That also included a death at the hands of a Jeff. I kind of wish I was able to capture footage for, but since that would have been my choice for the cover, but instead I had a result on the Jeff encounter from Boneyard. So I just have to watch out for those pterodactyls and those little volcanoes and those pools of lava. Got the gem and suicide. Next to our business, I need to make my way to the second pterodactyl. This can only be done on the yellow gem route, not on the main route. So I got both gems and I got the crystal. Though I will hold on to those 3 all the way up until I complete Eggipus Rex. So first things first, I want to break Rex out of his leg and get these times. Just like with Hot Coco before it, because of the button glitch being in effect, the Sapphire, Gold, and Platinum times are all gonna be based on those of Dino Might, as opposed to Eggipus Rex itself. I will be showing off Eggipus Rex's relic times at the end. And it should be noted too, though, something else you'll notice too, 2 things. Specifically, one is that those Wumpa fruit do not go away when you use the timer. Lost Rexy there, so I gotta finish the job myself. The second thing you'll notice is that there are no boxes in this level, because that gem at the end is completely free. This probably would have came relatively close to getting the actual platinum time, but not quite. I would have gotten the gold relic, though, for my efforts, but you can definitely tell that the times are meant to be low or a bit flawed in the execution, but thanks to Dino Might, I was able to get the platinum relic just fine. Unfortunately, there is no bug or glitch that will allow you to access Eggipus Rex without having to from the secret warp room. But if you're playing the Japanese or European version, PAL territory.
Well, you've crashed a few parties before, but I never expected you to make it this far. If you don't turn back, I will inflict 1,000 years of suffering on you and the entire universe!
Yeah, that's kind of pathetic. Anyways, if you are playing the PAL or Japanese versions, you would still be able to get the actual times for the Sapphire, Gold, or Platinum relic for Eggipus Rex. Remember, alright, skipped ahead to the penultimate attempt. Now, these are the same times as before, except the developer time is different because, well, we're doing Dino Might, not Eggipus Rex. We only know the developer times because the end credits literally confirms what the actual developer times are. But unfortunately, there is no reward for getting any of the developer times. There's no special relic for this. We don't need to take the death route at all. Ideally, you don't want us to be spinning around much. I need to skip Rexy for this section. There is going to be another Rexy at the later on. Slow down, shit. Gotta be able to cut some corners, and this is technically a little faster riding Rexy for this section because we need to break all those boxes. Also allows us to skip through that lava pool. Sloppy execution. Hopefully I can still make the platinum. Alright, missed the developer time again. Take that hit just to get that, but got the platinum fairly convincing fashion. One of the easier platinum relics in the game, to be sure. Both dino levels have pretty easy platinums. Which is ironic as it took me like a couple tries to beat that level. A few tries to beat that level. So that just leaves us with one level remaining, and that is Doubleheader. Which means I will be doing the relic immediately after the boss fight with Tropy. Well, let's go ahead and shoot him down. Those two-headed giant Jeffs are definitely a bit of a problem that you need to figure out a way around. You should not have the bazooka at this point if you're playing the game normally. I just performed the demo glitch to make it happen. When getting the Platinum Relic, I will not be using the bazooka. I generally will never be using the bazooka outside of hitting the clock when gunning for the Platinum Relic. Because bazooka is slow and it takes time to use. Still got the extra life. We're close to 99 lives already. I would not be surprised if we hit that threshold by the end of this. I was flying around and got caught with my pants down, so to speak. Oh yeah, this is what happens when you shoot a wizard Jeff with the bazooka. He drops his trousers. To show that off. So this is one of the trickier bonus stages in the game, I will admit. The rest of the level's not that hard, but this can be a bit of a problem if you're not careful. Like what you saw here. I don't know if I could do this. Just try and make sure. Yeah, I'm screwed. So this is the intended route. You're supposed to double jump over both TNTs and hit this crate. Now we can take out those TNT. Fortunately, there's no easy solution. I just have to make sure, do not lean on the platform until those last two boxes break, or you will not get the gem. That's why I hesitated there. So whatever you do, that's what you need to do. Just wait until until the TNT blows up the last box, and then land on the platform. That was close. By all accounts, this will be the last medieval themed stage in the entire game. Alright, take out the nitro. Box gem. 100%. We are completely done, at least for now, with the double header. Unfortunately, just like before, we can't get the Platinum Relic yet because Tropy has completely taken over the Warp Room. So we'll have to defeat him first, and then we can get the Platinum. And then we can wrap up this episode altogether. Surprisingly, I had the hardest time against this boss.
Ah, you little vermin are way too stupid to understand what you're getting yourselves into. This time you've done it.
Dingo Dial, I at least attempted to cheese that boss fight, but failed miserably.
Now you're on my time, you little skunk! Give me the crystals!
With Tropy, there is no cheesing this boss. You have to, if you aren't spinning him, you will vaporize like that. There's no, I can't do the super tornado spin over him to cheese him. Ease my way over him. You have to wait until he's cooling off, trying to cool down. Preferably you keep your distance until you get a clean hit, are able to get a clean hit on him too. Took quite a few deaths there. Which is a shame because we were so close to maxing out our lives. Alright, that was a bit bold, but I was able to land a hit on him with that. A duck, and then double jump. Super double jump. Just double jump just to make sure you get over these beams, no matter what.
My time is up. But yours soon will be too.
And normally if you beat him the normal way, you would get the super tornado spin right now.
You insolent, insignificant morons! By defeating Entropy, you have placed us all in grave risk! Crash, Coco, you must realize that this time twister machine is very delicate. Without Dr. Entropy's constant care and control, who knows what it will do?
Yeah, it gives us with the super tornado spin attack, which we already unlocked thanks to the demo glitch, but if you were playing the game normally, this is where you would unlock that ability. Anyways, I would normally end the episode there with the boss, but this is literally the last thing we need to get in this warp room, so we might as well go get it, the platinum relic. So, as I was saying, now, keep messing that 3 box. So, normally I would try to go to the bazooka, but due to the angle of which that clock is located, it's not worth using the bazooka on. But generally, when you actually have the proper space for it, that's what I would recommend. I also need to keep the Aku Aku masks up all throughout this entire level. Just so I can get the invincibility later on. Hopefully I don't need it. I might not need it. If I do need it, it would have been for the developer time, but hopefully I don't need it. Obviously, since I cut away to the penultimate attempt, we know we made it, but let's see how close we came to missing it. See, I'm definitely double checking. I missed the developer time, and I just... a decent enough threshold, I think. I still managed to get the platinum. It's not barely, but it is a little close for comfort. I might have had a shot at the developer time, though, had I not taken that hit. But it is what it is. Now, you might think for the next warp room I want to start the hardest levels first, but that's not true. I actually want to start with the easier levels because we want to make use of the full Aku Aku mask. So that is it for warp rooms 1, 2, and 3 entirely. Next time, we are going to take on warp room number 4 and see who else we have to take on as well. So, leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate. With that out of the way, this is Mike Gorn, sign out.